Hey girls and boys, if you've been thinking of learning Excel, whether for work or personal reasons, but don't know how to get started, this video is for you. This is a beginner course in Excel for people who are either new to Excel or people who just want to sharpen their knowledge or their Excel skills. Excel is one of the most widely used tools around the world. It is used by almost every organization across almost every industry. However, Excel is one of those important skills that school did not necessarily remember to teach us, or if at all, teach us properly. It always comes as a very rude awakening when a lot of people, especially in their careers, realize how little Excel knowledge they have and how much of it is actually needed in their day to day work. So, whether you're a beginner, a young adult, a child, an entrepreneur, an analyst, regardless of your age or background, Excel can be learned. By the end of this video, you will understand the Excel dashboard and common Excel terms. You will know the difference between rows and columns. You will learn how to create and save an Excel document. You will do your first set of calculations such as addition and subtraction and multiplication. You will learn how to align your text to look good. You will learn how to change number formats and so much more. But before we get into this video, I want to ask you to kindly subscribe to this page. Also, please like this video so that the algorithm can recommend it to other people like you. And don't forget to share this video with someone that needs to see it. Now let's get started. First, if you do not have Excel installed on your computer, I encourage you to download it and install it. The process is very straightforward. If you would like me to do a separate tutorial on how to go about the installation, then you should tell me in the comment section. There are different versions of Excel. I currently use Microsoft Excel 365, which is subscription based. That is, a lot of updates happen to it automatically. There are also people that use different versions of Excel, like a one off by, I think, Excel 2019, 2016, 2013. To know the exact version of Excel that you use, you want to open the Excel document, go to File, click on Account and or Help for older versions, and you see the exact version of Excel that you use. I strongly encourage you to work side by side with me as I believe it is the most practical and effective form of learning. So get your laptop, get your computers, and let's start working in Excel.
Once you open your Excel document or your Excel application, this is similar to what you would see on your application. You'd see a blank workbook, and these other documents are templates that you can explore. For the purpose of this tutorial, we'll be working with a blank workbook. By the side, you can see new, you can see open, that's to open a document. You can see new, that's to create a new document, which is a blank document. You can see share, you can see save, save as, print, export. With time, we'll be getting into all of this. So the first thing we want to learn is to create a new Excel document. So I'm going to start by clicking blank workbook. Now, let's try to understand what a blank workbook represents. When you think of Excel, I want you to think of a book, just a book, the same book you use in your day to day activities. Similar to a book, this is your Excel workbook. Your file, this book is known as your Excel workbook. Before you start anything, I always encourage people to save their document immediately. If you're working in a cloud-based folder, then your autosave will work automatically. Otherwise, you have to save your document manually. So I'm going to click to save your document. You just need to click on File, Save As, Browse. It depending on where you're saving, of course, but I'm going to save this locally on my desktop. So I'm just going to give it a name, Excel tutorial for beginners. For beginners. And once I'm done with that, I click on save. So now my document is saved to this PC. And occasionally I just have to click on this button here, save to save. Or alternatively, I do Control S to save. Now that we have saved our document, let us try to understand the other parts of this workbook. You would see below here sheet 1. Just like in your regular book, you have different sheets of paper. Excel is also similar. You can have multiple sheets. I don't know how many number of sheets you can have in Excel, but I'm sure you can have up to 50 sheets, if not more. So you can decide to use one sheet or create multiple sheets. To create another sheet, just click on this plus sign. This is sheet 2. You can rename your sheet. To rename your sheet, you just need to double click and edit the text or right click and change the name of your sheet. For example, if you work in a school or maybe a team or you're an entrepreneur, you want to take record of savings, payment, loans, you can call this loan sheet. You can call it you can call it anything. Just explore. So you can have as many sheets as possible. You'd see some things up here. So you'd see these things: file, home, insert, draw, page layout. These things are also known as ribbons. Yours may look a bit different from mine, and that's because I've added a few other add-ons to this. Ignore it, you can always add it at your convenience. But these are the most important things: home, insert, drawer, page layout, formulas, data review, view, automate. Developer, you might have to put it in yourself. Now, under these things, under home, for example, we have commands, and we also have groups of actions that can be taken. Like this, you can use it to bolden your font, change it to italics, change your fonts. We'll get into that later. But just know that these ribbons up here are going to be some of the most useful things you would need in Excel. Now, let us go into rows and columns. It will interest you and maybe surprise you a bit to know that even people that have been using Excel for many, many years still have trouble understanding the difference between rows and columns. At the end of this video, I bet you will never be confused about rows and columns again. And what's the best way to know it? For Excel, your columns are the alphabets. They run like a tall man, a tall woman. So this is column A, column B, column C, column L, column M. Your columns go from up to down, while your rows are the numbers in Excel. So you have row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. I believe there are over a million rows in Excel and over 16,000 columns in Excel. Don't forget, your columns are the alphabet, your rows are the letters. While these little boxes you see are called cells, cells are the intersection of rows and columns. You don't name a cell just by itself. You don't say cell E. It doesn't work that way. You say cell E5. It's the intersection between a row and a column. So I'm going to highlight different cells. I'm going to say what it is, but if you could guess what it is before I say it, then good job. Now, what will this cell be? This is cell G4. If you said G4, good job. What is this cell? This is cell C6. And you can also see the answer to that here on this box, right beside this box, which is your function box. Now, this is cell G7. So those are your cells in Excel. Your cells are the intersection of rows and columns. These lines you see are known as grid lines, and if you want to take them off, you just need to click on view and turn off grid lines. But I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back. Now let's enter our first text in Excel. So let's say you want to have a volunteer list. So maybe you are organizing a volunteering program or something. So you're just going to click in the cell where you want to put the heading and start typing volunteering list. Now, there's a way to make your cell automatically fit your text, and I'll be showing you that, if not in this video, in another video, so you don't get too overwhelmed. But for now, you can just drag out the lines to make room, the column lines to make room for your text. So for your volunteering list, you probably have name, um, hours, like the hours they'll be volunteering for, and if you're paying them, maybe pay per hour. So that's us entering our text. So if you want to enter your text, just click on any of the cells and enter your text. So for the name, I can write Abby Jones, Joy, Fine, just any name. Hours, their numbers. So I'm going to write maybe like 10 hours, 2 hours. Pay, let's say I'm paying $20, $30. But we don't see a difference between these numbers and these numbers when they basically represent totally different things. So first off, I want to align this to the center. So I click on the cell and I come here and I center it. I can do the same for this. I center it. But now because this pay is an amount, so it should be in currency. So the pay, I want to change it to a currency. So you come under general, you can decide that it's a number, it's currency, it's accounting figure. The difference between currency and accounting is the dollar is very much apart from the figure. So I prefer using currency. If it's time, you can change it. Basically, you can change it. If it's a percentage, you can change it here. But this is currency, and that's how you format your text in Excel. I'm just going to bolden the top of this document and you come here to bolden it. You can change your font here. Just click on this arrow and pick any font you like. You can change the font size to anything you want. You would have to play around a lot with all of this because there's just so much that you can't even get into completely in one day. So once you have done all that, supposing we made a mistake and this should not be 10 and it should be maybe 11, you can just write 11 in the cell, or you can go into your function box, highlight and change it to 11. Now, another thing Excel is popularly known for is formulas. We use Excel for lots and lots of formulas. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you the simplest formula of all, which is addition, or what you call sum. So let's say we want to sum the total amount paid here. I just need to you can do something as easy as using the plus sign. So make use of any formula, you have to start with equal to. Without equal to, it won't work. So start with equal to. Click the first cell you want to add, that is $20 plus the second cell, $30. That's $50. I don't like my numbers not properly aligned, so it's either I align it to the right or to the center, or it's dependent on you. But usually for currency, it's better to align it to the right. Now, So that's how you do the plus, the addition. Supposing I want to subtract, I just do equal to 30 minus 20, $10. So that's how to do like a simple addition and subtraction. If you want to multiply, you can click all this on your keyboard or on your laptop. Just do equal to 20 times 30. So this could also serve as a calculator. And if you want to divide, you can do 20 divided by 30. Now you just learned sum, subtraction, multiplication, and division in Excel. There are lots and lots of formulas you still need to know, but watch out and stay tuned to this page as you'll be learning them with time. So there are also some things you can do in Excel like copying and pasting. So I can decide to copy this name by clicking copy here, or I can just do Control C. So I can copy this and say, oh, I want to paste it on column H, and I paste it here. So you can paste it either by clicking paste, or you can right click, and there are different paste options, and we'll get to that with time. There's so many paste options that you need to learn, but you can just right click, you can do Control C and come here and do Control V. That's how you copy and paste in Excel. You can also cut, that is, you don't want to copy, you just want to cut. So you can come here to cut, or just do Control X and come here to paste using Control V. So we copied Abby Jones, but we cut Joy Fine. I hope you understood that. Another thing you can do is to insert a row or a column. So let's say, for example, I want to put something in between Abby Jones and Joy Fine. What do I need to do? I need to click on the rows, maybe before or after, right click and insert. So now I have another row in between these two rows, and I can type in an extra data like fade up, just just using random names, by the way. So, or for example, between hours, pay, I want to put maybe number of days. I just need to click on the column either before or after, depending on where I want to put it. Right click and insert. Or I click on the column and I come over here to insert. Another thing you want to learn is how to delete. So I've inserted two columns maybe by mistake. I want to delete one of the columns. I just need to click on this column right here, right click and delete, or just come to this top and click on delete. Another thing you can do is you can you can find and replace. So for example, I want Abby Jones to be Abby, like ABI. If I don't want to go in here and change it, or I want to replace, or for example, I want to replace all the name with Abby Jones, I just need to come to find Abby. So you can also find within a sheet or a workbook. Your workbook has multiple sheets. Part of your workbook is the intro sheet, the loan sheet, but part of your this sheet is just your loan sheet. So it's going to find anything in your loan sheet. So Abby find all. It's just going to find the Abby on this sheet. Except I go to the intro sheet, then it's going to find on the intro sheet. But if I say, so you can see that it's finding just one thing. But if I say find on the workbook, it's going to find all the Abby on both the intro sheet, the loan sheet, and every sheet in this workbook. So find all. Can you see? It's giving me two options. There's one Abby Jones on the intro sheet, and there's another Abby Jones on the loan sheet. So that's how you use your find function. Or let's say we want to replace. So everywhere I see Abby, I say replace with ABI. So supposing you have made a mistake and Abby is on all the like 20 sheets and you want to replace, you just need to write find Abby and replace with Abby with an I. Now you can replace on just one sheet, or you can replace on the whole workbook. So let's say we want to replace on the whole workbook. So just click on replace all. It says we've done two replacements. Now you can see Abby has changed to ABI Jones and Abby has changed to ABI Jones on this place, and that's how you find and replace. Now another thing which is very common and very needed is, for example, the way I have volunteering list here, it's extending beyond this cell and I want it to be on the same cell. A good function to use is wrap text. So can you see what it did? It wrapped my text. Instead of making it all long, it folded it basically, and I can center it. So now my volunteering list, you can see it's wrapped. And people, this is a tool that I use a lot working in Excel. It doesn't exactly apply to this, but it is also very useful. Another thing is, for example, maybe I want the heading to be from column A to column D. I just have to highlight A to D and click on merge and center. Now you can see that volunteering list is covering the whole heading. So you can also adjust the position, either middle align, top align, depending on what you like in Excel. Another thing in Excel, here's how to change your font color. I've told you how to pick your font and change the font size, but I haven't showed you how to change your font color. You can change your font color by clicking on this drop down beside the letter A and change it to anything you like. And you can change the background color by clicking on this thing that looks like a bucket. And here you go. That's how you do this in Excel. To end this tutorial for today, I'm going to show you how to protect your worksheet. And like I said, don't forget to save as you go if you're not using autosave. So let's say I've done so much on this worksheet and I don't want anyone to come and be able to mess around with it. I just need to right click, protect sheet, decide what you want to protect, and put a password. I'm going to put maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 and okay. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, my password is not identical, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now nobody can edit this sheet. So every time I try to click on something, it says this cell you're trying to change is a protected sheet. So to undo that, I have to right click on protect sheet and put 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we can edit again.
If you've watched this video up until this moment, congratulations. It tells me you are a very focused person and a person that is very intentional about their learning journey. Excel is a very wide application with so many capabilities, as I mentioned earlier. So the more you use Excel, the more you learn. There's still so much to be learned, and that's why you need to be subscribed to this page so you don't miss out on any of the updates. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video.